And welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark. Basically picking up where I left off in the Aurora last time, but took a moment to go get a glass of water. So what to do during this Aurora isn't really... Well, it's actually a question. So let's pick up some flour and some oil. That should be enough that I can make pancakes. We've recovered enough that I would not actually necessarily be opposed to making pineapple pancakes, but we'll hold off and do that. We'll just do normal pancakes. I'm going to try to get out to where I want to map and see if I can make up a warm fire and see if I can map in the Aurora. There is a possibility that it will be too windy, because it is pretty windy out here. And that might stop me from mapping. Because if I can't set a fire up, then I won't be able to take the time to map. Okay, so this is saying it's the lake trail. Yeah, let's go back to where it was saying we were at. So it was saying this was the lake trail right here. We are supposedly in a wind shelter here, so we'll go ahead and set up fire. And it's only minus 13, so we can toss one piece of coal in. Oh, pancakes require maple syrup, so we'll just make a thing of bannock then.
I could eat a horse.
And while that's cooking, we do some mapping. So there we go, Lake Trail has officially been added. And in 6 minutes we should have some bannock to eat. Allen's Cave, Hydro Dam, to Ravine, Lake Overlook, ice fishing huts. So the ice fishing huts almost certainly will get mapped when we do the Polaroid, if I ever find the Polaroid. The Ravine and Carter Hydro Dam are over by the dam. Don't know where... Well, I think I know where one of these is. One of these is actually at the end of the area we are down that way. Eat our bannock, and then we can go try to map the next spot. You know, while we're here, make me a warm tea, please. And then we're probably not going to be able to take this lit fire with us, sadly. I think the wind will probably take it from me as we try to walk down the ravine. Or walk down this area, the trail here. Bit of a shame, because that means we're basically spent a match to get a little bit of a mapping info that I probably don't need for long-term survival, but... Oh, and to be fair, the Aurora is probably technically over at this point, so we're probably not going to run into any more wolves. We're just getting the residual sound effects from it occurring during dawn. So it is dawn, it is in theory sunny. So this area we've been before, but we were on the roof the last time we were here. So when we went up to the Prepper's Cache, the empty Prepper's Cache in Mystery Lake, on the way back we kind of billy-goated along the ridge, which means we went over the top of this area. And here is going to be a little cave with a little bit of a fire in it. Well, a little bit of a campfire in it. There may be some... Okay, so this is Dave's quiet clearing. Maybe some loot in here. I think last time we were here we went basically over the roof. So we didn't technically come down into the cave. There's a campfire. There is some stones here, and otherwise, at least for my interloper run, there is basically no value here. And this is a cave, but it doesn't really provide a warm-up on us, so we're not really warm in here. We're just not as cold as we could be otherwise. We do technically have wind shelter here, so we may be able to just start up a fire, throw a lump of coal in the fire, cook up some more bannock, and do a quick map. We are getting a nice...
My fingers feel numb.
Light off of sunlight, which is always nice to see.
Looks like I survived another night.
Load of bannock in the pan. Quick charcoal map of the area. That's Dave's quiet clearing. Dave's quiet clearing is probably actually something that would not map off of the Lake Overlook Polaroid, so that's probably something worth mapping either way. We'll disassemble a couple torches while we're waiting for our bannock to cook. There's no reason to conserve these, because we're going to pull more out of the fire in a couple of seconds.
Right now.
I wonder if the animal fat counts as animal meat for the Sutherland trade. Probably doesn't. And that, I'm sorry if that's coming out of nowhere. I'm remembering from the Aurora that we have a trade with Sutherland. And that the trade is basically metric tons of meat. So anything that would minimize the amount of time it takes to generate that meat would be very welcome. Because right now it's sounding like, mentally to me, that it's going to be a bunch of fishing. With maybe the exclusion of killing a couple wolves, because it will be decently close to some wolf spawns. I will probably want to do it where the bear respawns. The bear would be a good way to get a bunch of meat as well. So I didn't map... There's a cave up in the area with the Purpose Cache. I don't know if that cave is one of the caves we need to map for Faithful Cartographer, but it is a cave that I probably want mapped at some point, so I should go up there, I should map the cave. Sticks. Unlike stones, I actually try to hoard sticks. They're a decent source of fuel. Stones are kind of everywhere.
Place to escape this
Unless you need a container you can drop anywhere. stones aren't as useful. Usually want to carry like 1 to 3 stones around, depending on what you want to do with them. So there is a way up here without going up the rope, which actually I may attempt to do right now. Just go up the side here. Because I have crampons on. Shouldn't be too much of a risk, and I'd prefer to save the calories. So if you know that you can do it, I forget which side it is. It might be the other side.
Damn,
yeah, it might be the other side.
I'm freezing.
There is a way to sort of billy goat up the cliff here without using the rope climb. That's one thing most of the rope climbs in Mystery Lake have, is that there's a way to not do them. Oh, I may have forgotten where it is. Oh, there was a way up that one. So I don't remember which slope is the right slopiness. Anyway, before I lose my torch, I should stop and just do it the right way, which is to go up the rope. I know the rope works. I'm just forgetting exactly where the way up is that isn't using the rope. And needless to say, coming down is real safe. Coming down, you can just go wherever you want. If you got the crampons on. Yeah, you can see the triple echelon down calorie-wise, which is why I was trying to avoid it, but probably better to spend the calories than take the condition damage. So if I was succeeding getting up there without using it, I would have just been up and done. But floundering around, forgetting exactly where the billy goat location is not a productive way to lose condition. Especially when I'm carrying around stuff to make bannock, so I'm going to set up a small fire and make bannock whenever I need more calories, so yeah, I don't know if this cave needs to be mapped, but we're down here to map this cave, so we're going to do it while we're here. And we'll double check to make sure there isn't a hole around the corpse, and there isn't. Like I didn't expect, well, I expected there was going to be one on the corpse here. We're warm, so I don't need this fire to have any real warmth. I just need it to be long-lasting enough that I can do a quick map.
Come on.
Which 20... Actually, let's stick one extra piece of stick on here. Because it is fairly warm right now, so it's not going to last as long. So yeah, we mapped it. That's not a specially named cave, so it's probably not. That probably doesn't count for faithful cartographer. But that is a map that I will want mapped. There we go. We nick our torch back out of the fire. We'll leave the fuel up here. When I come up here and in desperate need of fuel, I'll be happy I left the fuel there. I'm fairly sure that's not renewable fuel. Next stop is the purpose cache, which again I know is not one that you need. It's one you don't need for Faithful Photographer, but it is something that shows up on the map if you map it, so that's why I'm going to go over there and map it. Well, I should remember to come up here more often, because there is birch bark up here. One whole birch tea worth of birch bark. Birch bark tea with a tea. Okay, so here's the map and location. How cold are we? Cold enough that I'm gonna have to put a piece of coal in the fire. Which is maybe not ideal. It does mean I'll probably make up a piece of bannock here while we're waiting.
Come on. Come on. Cold is making my head feel thick.
There we go, so now the purpose cache will show up on the map. Assemble some of the worst torches, so we pass the time to get the bannock cooked in a semi-productive way. I will need the sticks, and I probably don't need the torches. It's overcast, which will probably actually be good for warmth. It'll probably mean I'll be warm walking to my next location. Muting myself quickly there so that you don't have to hear me cough. I think that's a flyover, not them harvesting circling over. Well, actually, no, that might be them circling over the guy in Days Quiet Clearing. So I'm not going to take the rope back down. I'm going to billy goat back down, which should be fine. Let's find the spot, which is around here. Yeah, so there's the rope. Yeah, not quite sure. I know there is a way to get up here without having to use that rope. I just don't remember where it is right now. Of course, it's random risk. To be fair, that's not a problem. It's annoying, just not a problem. Because it means I only have one wrist, which means I can't do anything two-handed, so that means the bow is not an option. So, no hunting, which is why it's in play. because it may mean there's circumstances where it's like, oh, I could totally kill this wolf here for food. That will be denied to me. Okay, so sneak in the cave here. I'm going to do a quick map from this cave. It's probably not going to map very much, but it'll put the cave on the map. This wall is warming the character up a bit. I'm going to hold off mapping the things in the lake, because I suspect they'll all get mapped by the lake Polaroid. On the other hand, stealing what I think is a deer. Is that a deer? No, it's a ptarmigan. I'm surprised you got hold of a ptarmigan. Anyway, I'm gonna track all the wolves, but I'm gonna nick his ptarmigan and walk off his ptarmigan. I'm gonna hold off on mapping the cabins over here, because I suspect they'll probably get mapped by the Lake Overlook Polaroid when I find it. Instead, I'm going to go do the few mappings that I don't think will get covered by it. Which are on the way basically back to the dam. So I'm basically start walking. We're not going to go all the way down the coastal highway this episode, but I'm going to start the trip back to coastal highway. So this is the mapping location. This is the ice fishing huts. I may have mapped here had I had fishing tackle. Maybe go out of my way at some point, either to bring the hacksaw back to make some fishing tackle, or bring some scrap metal back up to make some fishing tackle. But that's not happening right now. So I know in the case of the Lake Overlook, there are two ways up there. You've probably seen me at least once use the walking up the slope method. There's also a climb. I'll be walking past the climb shortly. I'm replacing a bad torch with a bad torch, but it's fine. So this is the River Southern Access. Don't think you need it for Faithful Cartographer. I'm not even sure if it shows on the map, but it tells you roughly where you are. So if you're running around in a blizzard and not exactly sure where you are, and you see that pop up, that's a good indicator of where you are. So on the right here, you'll see there's a rope. So if you're trying to go up to the Lake Overlook, you can go up that rope, and I'll take you up to the Lake Overlook. In practice, that's not the best way up there. I don't remember if it's a double rope. It might only be a single rope to get up there, but it's probably not the best way to get up there. It's just a way you can get up there. I screwed up, and I did not swap torches quickly enough. That is a screw up, because that may mean I'll have to burn a match to get a lit torch in a bit. We'll have to see how warm it is in the cave that's coming up. Is warm in the cave, it won't really be a problem. But sadly, I lost my light because I wasn't paying enough attention. I was spending too much time chatting and not enough time paying attention to the game. Okay, so, as I said, I have to spend a match. I do not have multiple wrists, so I can only threaten it with a stone. So I forget here if the mapping spot is the trapper's spot or the cave. So I'm gonna go do the cave first. This is kind of sort of a cave. It's not a really great cave. But I think it is enough of a cave. So this is Alan's cave, apparently. So this is definitely one of the mapping spots. Because I remember it from the list. This is maybe, because it is classified as a cave, this is a place where you could put guts and hides and stuff to cure. So if you're doing like Interloper where you never go inside, this is a semi-useful cave. I don't do Interloper, so it's a pretty worthless cave to me, but that's a me problem. Okay, so we're still 3 degrees cold. That should get us warm. If I'm going to stick that much fuel in the fire, let's go ahead and make some bannock.
All I can think about is food.
So yeah, Alan's cave, I don't think it will get mapped from the Overlook. If for no other reason than, like, you'd be here, and, like, how are you seeing the cave from there? The answer is you probably don't, so you probably don't get the map of the cave for free from there. Oh, and I forgot about the ptarmigan. I should harvest the ptarmigan over here. Or at least harvest the meat. Because we'll quickly cook the meat up. Tiny piece. Tiny piece. We are going to be here long enough just cooking the piece of ptarmigan to take 1 piece of fluff off, so we'll take a little fluff. Do I take the rest of the ptarmigan? We'll take him with us. Whether that's a good idea or not is going to be debatable. It's probably not a good idea to take the ptarmigan with me, but I'm going to take it with me. So that was Alan's cave. Faithful Cartographer, you do need to map Alan's cave, and I suspect you don't get it from the Polaroid, so you probably do need to come down here to do that mapping. Pretty sure we mapped or looted this on the way through. I don't think Polaroid's going to be here, and I'm pretty sure it isn't here. You can see we've actually been here, taken that. Yeah, so I think that's that clearing. Alan's cave and what is basically Alan's clearing. Let's really quickly check the surveyed locations to make sure we're not missing something super obvious. Lake Overlook, ice fishing cabins, ravine, hydro dam. Yeah, so let's get the ravine and the hydro dam. That's probably where I'll end the episode, is after I've done those. And then I might look up the maps to see if I can find the Polaroid. If not, I'll just come back and do the Overlook and the fishing huts. After refilling up the oil and checking to see if our meat has dried. Because if we have dried meat, I'll probably make a dive into Bleak Inlet to finish mapping Bleak Inlet. Because we only got like 4 places left in Bleak Inlet to map at this point, so at some point it would be nice to finish mapping Bleak Inlet. Yeah, we've searched you already. I'm gonna hold off on getting the birch saplings. If it's birch bark, I'd be like yes, but saplings are a little bit less of a rush. Saplings are more arrows. And I've been doing a decent job of being efficient with my arrows. So the arrows aren't looking that bad. This is an area that would be a little bit dangerous if I didn't have a torch, because there's frequently a wolf around here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get both locations mapped with the same campfire. And in fact, if I'm a little too greedy and try to get both, I will probably fail to get either. But we're going to try mapping here, seeing if that works.
Come on. Come on.
Yep, and that got neither. Was too conservative, trying to get both. Agreed was too much. Which, maybe as I'm walking closer and closer here, it makes more and more sense, because I'm having to walk quite a distance to get to the loading area, so that's probably where it is. Oops. Go off you. Put out the torch. Should be enough time in the fire that I can get ahead and assemble a torch to throw a stick in the fire. Buy me enough time to disassemble the next torch so I can throw another stick in the fire. Rinse and repeat. There we go. So we've got the arrow. So the arrow is officially acquired. We'll harvest the ptarmigan. Well, not complete. We'll harvest another set of down off the ptarmigan. I'm going to need another stick to start another fire, so we'll pick up a stick. Well, we'll turn a torch into a stick, pull the torch out of the fire, and we can start heading back to map the dam. There's probably some ptarmigans down by the river that I'm hearing. I wonder if I left any sticks. We left meat here. That's good to know. Not gonna eat that meat. I'll leave any sticks in here. Left a mostly full lantern.
This'll come in handy.
Best of sweater. You know what? Best of sweater. You got an inventory slot. Yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing any fuel in here that's immediately usable. Could lump a piece of coal in a fire. Or I could just do the old throw a couple sticks on the fire approach. Don't necessarily need the fire to last particularly long, so we're gonna start a fire. It's probably barely gonna last long enough to work, but light it with a stick that we have. We'll disassemble a torch and light it with the next stick, or toss the stick from that torch in the fire.
Come on.
20 should probably be long enough to get the charcoal to work. Really? Really, really? I don't think that counted. Nope, that didn't count. Apparently I was too close to the dam for it to count as the dam. You gonna tell me I'm at the dam at this point, please? Are there any convenient sticks over here? No. There's a wolf out there that nibble my shins. Oh, it might be one of those where you gotta it's the dam, not the dam entrance. Okay, that makes a little bit sense. Oh, wolf. I've got a rock and a torch. One of those you don't like. Oh, I'm surprised the train bridge isn't one as well. You know what? I'll go down there. I'll harvest one of the branches. That'll make it worth actually lumping a piece of coal in the fire. And yeah, I think you have to map. You'll see the dam, not the hydro dam entrance. Probably why I didn't count. If it didn't, then I'll just be very confused.
I need to find
Very
food.
confused. I'm surprised that I am seeing no sticks. Somewhat annoyed.
Something's making me feel tired.
I'm gonna hope that mapping from here will count. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oops. Didn't actually want to put any water in you.
I would
Wanted to
drink
make
almost
bannock.
anything about now.
Let's get rid of our unsafe water. Okay, let's do... Oh, I don't have any charcoal. That's a different problem. In which case I need this fire anyway, because we need the charcoal. Oh, I'm running low on water. Okay, let's make up 2 liters of water. Why we harvest you for fuel?
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter. I could eat anything right now.
Okay, so the mapping here is going to get delayed because the wind has pulled up and has decided I'm not allowed to have fire. You know what? Leave you behind. I don't need the last bit of down right now, and it is a liability having something on me that smells. When the most dangerous weapon I have is a rock. And it is probably time for the character to take a sleep. So I'm actually wasn't going to eat the bear meat I'd brought over to the dam, but we're going to eat the bear meat at the dam. May sleep in the dam. Haven't decided on that yet. We should have the calories to tell it the rest of the way to the dam. Yeah, and it says Carter Hydro Dam right there, so there should count, but it may be that you need to actually see the dam proper. Might be one of those finicky spots where it doesn't, it's really finicky on where you are mapping.
I would do anything for a drink.
Yeah, I know up here it is safe if you have an Aurora, so we're going to sleep in the dam up here where it's safe. And this will be where I end the recording for today. Probably between this recording and the next recording, I'll try to memorize where the Polaroid locations that I've missed are, in the hopes that we can find the last Polaroid to quickly finish this up. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there may be a part up tomorrow. I'm not going to record it tonight, so I'm not 100% sure. And if I do record it, it will be the night before it gets posted. So it'll be cutting it a little bit close. So that's why I'm not 100% sure if there will be one. If you're watching this on Twitch, I believe that date is already posted. So when the next stream will be is already posted. I think it's, well, 5 to 6 days from now. I think it is when Factorio would have been, but because we moved Factorio up, it's going to take over Factorio. So things are going to shift around a little bit. So either way, hope you all have a good time until the next part, regardless of whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Till then, good luck. Catch you in the next part. Bye for now.